Hello, welcome back to the Bug Out channel. Now join me today when we take a look at the Survivor food range from Expedition Foods. These are their 25-year shelf life freeze-dried tins, and we'll take a look at them and compare them with the fuel preparation. So welcome back and thanks for tuning in. Tonight you join me in the woods here where I've been working on my new wildlife come shooting hide or little hut. I'll show you a video on that as of when I finish it. Right, so Expedition Foods, they've launched these now a couple of months ago. The Survivor Foods range. It's their freeze-dried food but in the 25-year shelf life tins. Much the same as the food preparation made by European Freeze Dry. And these have been the go-to for long-term food storage or emergency preparedness in the UK, that is. And yeah, these are tried and tested. So Expedition Foods, now I've been stocking the pouches for quite some time, and the food is great. They do a range of food pouches, 1000 calorie, 800, 450, and some really good, great tasting food options. And like I said, they have brought these tins out now for the emergency preparedness market or for long-term food storage. So I haven't stocked them straight away, mainly because of the price tag, and I wanted to have a look at them first before stocking them in the shop. So I bought a couple of tins just to try out. I bought the beef and potato hot pot, so I can compare it with this beef and potato stew from Fuel Preparation. Not exactly the same, but as close as I can get it. So what we're going to do, we'll take a look at the pros and cons on each tin, see if it's worthwhile the investment, because these are a lot more expensive than the Fuel Preparation tins. These retail between 60 and 70 pounds, nearly the 70 pound mark. Where these retail between 50 and 60 pounds, so it's about £10 price difference, and depending obviously on which flavour. So yeah, I wanted to compare the two, see if it's worthwhile getting these, and what we'll do, run through obviously the calories, the protein content, and what we'll do there is a taste test. Now I'm not going to open up the tins just for the taste test. I've got the same food but in pouches, so I'll crack these open, heat them up. Yes, they're not exactly the same meal, but they're close enough. So we're going to get some water on the boil and we'll go through all the tins and the different specs. Let's get to it. Right, we're down here now by my little hide, my new hide I'm building for the, let's say, watching wildlife and for pest control. But before we look at the tins, we'll just fire up the stoves and boil some water for the taste test. So the water's on the boil and it won't take long. So we're just going to cook these up. Like I said, they're not exactly the same, beef potato hot pot and beef stew potato, but they're close as I can get for a taste test anyway. Right, the one on the jet boil, or it's the actual Cyclone from Combat UK. So that's boiling already. So just turn that off. A little bit less water in that one. So that's going in here. You might have seen these before. Easy peasy. Open it up. Take the oxygen absorber out. Pour the water in. I got the correct amount of water in here, I think, more or less anyway. So just pour that in. I'll just save a little bit. Get my trusty titanium spork. Oh, it's hot. Give that a stir. Oh, the other one's boiling now as well. Just turn that off. We'll seal that up. Wait 5 or 6 minutes for that one. Fuel preparation. Again, tear open the bag, oxygen absorber out, A little bit more in this bag, a bit bigger serving, so there's a little bit more water. Oh, fucking hell, hot. Again, I'll just save a little bit. Could always add to it, can't take it back out. Yeah, it's a slightly different look to this one. This one's got slices of beef, well, that one's minced beef, so apart from that, they're both a meat stew, aren't they? Yeah, so when you're doing these, just make sure you stir right in the corners, give it a good stir, otherwise you can get that bit of a grainy taste to it. Right, that's them done. So that gives us 5 or 6 minutes now just to talk about the tins. So the tins, my first impression is they're exactly the same as the fuel preparation, exactly the same size, same dimensions, which is the size, isn't it? The lids are the same, even the labelling on the back, the instructions, it's exactly the same wording, same layout. Yes, the front is different obviously because of different brands, but even the table of contents, you know, it's almost exactly the same. So it gives me the feeling that the tins are manufactured at the same place, or it's either that or they're a standard size, and the labelling is probably printed at the same company. But that's just the external dimensions. Let's say they're exactly the same, but internally it's a little bit different. I just put my glasses on. Oh, that's better, I can see the screen now. Now, there's always a running joke about what's actually in the tins, because like I say, no one buys them to open, they always buy them in the store, and in 25 years time you can open it up and it's just nothing but sawdust. But no, I proved that wrong. I did open one up in my last video, and just check it out there. Yes, it was only green beans, but yeah, it was full of green beans, full of flavour, and yeah, we're still eating them, and I got loads of them in the freezer still. So let's have a look at these tins. So I feel it all comes down to value for money. So it's the ingredients in the tins, what energy you can get out of it, the calories, proteins, and how much it costs for that energy, isn't it? For that calories. That's the main thing, isn't it? So yeah, these tins are more expensive, up to £15 more expensive in some cases. But does that equate to the calorie cost? So that's what we're going to find out. Right, so yeah, both tins, or both brands I should say, 25-year shelf life. 2047, that one runs out. This one exactly the same, 2047. So yeah, 25-year shelf life, but realistically they're going to last a little longer than that. So the shelf life's the same, the dimensions of the tins are the same, but there is a weight difference. So this particular option, food option, is 800 grams, where this is 600 grams. So slightly less food in this one than there is in this one. Now it also says in this tin it's got 13 servings per tin, whereas your fuel preparation, this one's only got 6 servings per tin. But I noticed on the back, that's calculated as 100 gram per serving. So each serving is 100 grams, where this one, they calculated the serving is 60 grams. So there's a bit of a difference here, isn't it? So a 60 gram serving to a 100 gram serving. I wouldn't have thought 60 grams would be enough serving, but they might have calculated that with, like I say, with the calories. Now if it was vegetables or rice, I can understand the smaller serving because obviously that's going on the plate to something else. But this is obviously a whole meal, so they worked that out. I suppose a 60 gram serving would be enough. So that's one difference, is this is based 13 servings on a 60 gram serving, while this tin has 6 servings but 100 gram per serving. Now both tins obviously a beef meal choice. So I look at the contents, they're pretty clean to be honest. The only thing in there, let's say, is vegetables, onions, beef, there's beef extract, a bit of oil, lentils, corn flour, obviously a bit of seasoning, so, and that's it really. So it's good clean food, and the fuel preparation is exactly the same. There's less ingredients this one, but again it's a slightly different meal option. But yeah, it's basically just potatoes, beef, carrots, parsnips, green beans, onion, oil, tomato puree, corn flour, salt and white pepper, and that's it. That's all what's in that tin. Yeah, so good clean food, but there is a difference with the beef content. This one is 14% beef, and it's beef strips, whereas this diced beef is only 10% beef in this one. So yeah, this whole tin is only 10% beef, where the other one, less contents, but it's 14% beef. So the fat content, both of them the same, it's about 30%. So there's plenty of fat in there. People think fat is a bad thing, but it's not. You need fat for your brain to function, obviously insulate your body, and for energy. Now talk about energy, the calorie intake in this food per 100 gram serving, they're not that much difference to be honest. This one is 519 calories per 100 grams, where the fuel preparation is 527 calories per 100 grams. So yeah, relatively the same, slightly more calories per 100 grams in this one. Another thing to look at is the protein. Now in an SHGF situation, protein may be a hard thing to come by, so the protein contents in these, they're more or less exactly the same. This one's 20 grams per 100 gram serving, this one's 19. So yeah, more or less the same per 100 gram serving of protein. Things like salt content and oil and all the other ingredients, like I say, it is on the back of the tins. I did notice this one's got slightly more salt than that one, but that could be down just to the meal choice, you know, different ingredients for different meals. So really looking at it, there's not much difference. Say so the calorie intake, the fat content, the protein, it's all roughly the same. Well, there we are. There's a few of the dimensions and the specs. The most important thing everybody wants to know about is the cost, isn't it? Manufacturer's recommended retail price is £69.99. Obviously, it'll depend where you get them from. Whereas these are just over 50 quid. I think I sell them for 53 quid. Some people sell them for 55, some for 56. So I've taken this as my price, £53. But again, it will depend on where you get it from. So yeah, there's a bit of a stark difference here between 70 quid and say 55, just round it up, 55 quid. You know, it's £15 difference, but does that equate to cost per calorie? Now I've done some calculations. In total, this does have 4,152 calories per tin, and this one has 3,162 calories per tin. So yeah, it's 1,000 calories more. Is that right? Yeah, it's about 1,000 calories more in this tin than this one, but this does have more stuff in it, doesn't it? You know, it's another 200 grams worth of food almost. So how much does that work out pound-wise per calorie, isn't it? Or per 100 calories would do it. But before we just do that, we'll give this a bit of a taste test, because I think the food is ready. Right, so just try this one first. This is beef and potato hot pot. Smells nice. Got just about the right amount of water in here. Like this one has got, it's minced beef, veggies and potato. I don't know if you can see that in there. Yeah, that's right. Could do with a little bit more salt for my taste. There's plenty of flavour there. Now this one is beef stew potato. Similar, like I say, but just a different variation of stew. This has got strips of beef instead of minced beef. Let's see. More chunks of meat in this one. Just see a chunk of meat there. There's more pepper in that one. Again, I could do with a touch more salt, but that could just be my preference, isn't it? Yeah, they're not exactly the same meals like I said before. Taste-wise, they're both great. There's a bit more pepper in that one. You can just taste it, but very tasty. You know, if you're out camping or enjoying the countryside, these are great to take. Very tasty, lightweight. But yeah, in an SHGF situation, if you've got loads of these at home, yeah, you're laughing, aren't you?
Sure, and live like kings.
Yeah, so taste test, both fantastic, very similar. There's slight differences, but yeah, both good. Let's say these do a very good range of foods, expedition foods. I think there's like 47 different varieties. But unfortunately the tins, they haven't got all the varieties. So I don't know, there's about 10 different varieties. Whereas the freeway preparation, every meal variety they've got in the pouches, they do the tins as well. And plus there's extra ones in the tins. They do like ground minced beef, cooked diced chicken, plus there's veg options and white rice, you know, like peas, sweet corn, and yeah, all that sort of stuff. They've got puddings, main meals, desserts, breakfast, the whole lot. Yeah, so the idea of these tests, like I say, was, is it worthwhile getting the expedition food tins in the shop? Are people going to be willing to pay the extra money for it? And does it taste really good? Yes. So we've done the cost. Yes, like I say, it does cost more money per tin, but does that equate to calories? So, Fuel preparation. Well known, trusted, good brand. So the cost per 100 calories is £1.67. Based on £53 a tin. And the Expedition Foods Survivor Food tins, their cost per 100 calories, based on a £70 tin or £69.99, is £1.68. So yeah, there's nothing in it. Yes, the prices will vary depending where you get them from, but yeah, for £1.68 per 100 calories for the Expedition Foods and £1.67 for the fuel preparation, yeah. Even though the tin's more expensive, price per calorie is the same. So there we are, guys, both options. They're relatively the same. Let's say the contents are more or less the same, obviously different meal choices. The tins are the same, lifespan's the same, and the price per calorie is more or less the same. Now, even though these are more expensive to buy, that's the sheer fact that there's more in the tins. I say price per calorie is more or less the same. You know, there's not much in it. Not much to argue about anyway. So with all that in mind, I'll probably look to stock these in the shop now. I'll get some in the shop, or you order online and I get them in straight from the manufacturer. Just like the fuel preparation, I don't stock a huge amount in the shop, but I do get them in to order. That way you're getting the best dates in, because you're getting straight from the manufacturer. So there we are, there's the video. I hope you found it informative. If you do like the video, please think about liking, subscribing, hit the notification bell, and yeah, much appreciated watching the channel. If you do want to see some more videos, check that one out. That's a good one, or that one, and I'll catch you next time. All the best.